Alright, y'all. So today I'm going to be talking about Trump, what's going on with Russia's, them saying that they were going to attack our troops with the Taliban and they have bounties out, and some of the other people that are talking about this. Now, obviously, the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi's talking about it. I'm sure Joe Biden's talking about it. Obviously, the media is talking about it. So, let's get into it. President Trump responded Sunday to a New York Times report about American intelligence, learning that Russia offered bounties to Taliban-linked militants for killing coalition forces, including American troops, insisting that no one had briefed him. Vice President Pence or White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows on this information. Okay, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle wanted answers after the information, which was reported by the Wall Street Journal and Washington Post, came to light, demanding to know what the White House knew about the bounties. The Times reported that President Trump and the White House National Security Council were briefed on Russia boundary wars in late March. Okay. Now, honestly, I find that hard to believe, okay? Because if they were briefed in late March, y'all would have reported that in late March, not late July. Late June. Y'all wouldn't be reporting it now. Y'all would be reporting it in March, okay? So there, I just don't see that. I mean, it's late June, and tell me it happened late March, and we're just now hearing about it. Alright, nobody briefed or told me Vice President Pence or Chief of Staff Meadows Marks about the so-called attacks on our troops in Afghanistan by Russians, as reported through an anonymous source by the fake news at Any Times. Trump retweeted Sunday morning. Everybody is denying it, and there have not been many attacks on us. Nobody's been tougher on Russia than the Trump administration. The president went on to accuse his presumptive November opponent, former Vice President Joe Biden, and former President Barack Obama, of allowing Russia to get away with actions such as the takeover of Crimea. Trump then said that the latest report was probably just another phony time-hit job. Not only has he failed to sanction or impose any kind of consequences on Russia for this egregious violation of international law, Donald Trump has continued embarrassing his campaign of debasing himself before Vladimir Putin. Biden said, knowing that Trump has offered to host Putin in the U.S. Sunday morning, Trump fired back at Biden, reiterating his position that Russia took advantage of him and Obama during the previous administration. Then Trump went on to say, funny to see corrupt Joe Biden reading a statement on Russia, which was obviously written by his handlers. Trump said Russia ate his and Obama's lunch during their time in office so badly that Obama wanted them out of the G8. U.S. was weak on everything, but especially Russia, okay? And I agree, Trump has been tough on them, okay? Now, that's from them. Now this is from Nancy Pelosi. She said, outrageous, Trump didn't respond to reports on threats against U.S. troops, okay? So let's see what she has to say. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said on ABC this week, said it was totally outrageous that President Donald Trump did not respond to reports that Russian intelligence officers offered to pay Taliban militants to target American troops, calling the lack of a U.S. response appalling. This is as bad as it gets, and yet the president will not confront the Russians on the score, Pelosi said Sunday in an interview on ABC News. Okay, now before I go any further, okay, you have no respect for our troops either. Okay, you have no respect for our country, our troops, or anybody that lives here, unless they vote for you. Now, I say that one, a lot of people might not think about it, but she gave a folded American flag to George Floyd's family. Okay, that's a direct insult to our servicemen and women out there fighting. That's a direct insult to them. He was still a criminal. Okay, yeah, did he get killed by the police? Yeah, okay. But he was still a criminal. Okay, I mean, he held a pregnant woman at gunpoint. He does not deserve an American flag. Okay, and you never offer support to the military. And all your things about abortion or, paying back people, it's okay. Now, goes on to say this is as bad as it gets, and yet the president will not confront the Russians on this score. Okay. Trump is a lot bolder than you are, okay? Half the time you don't even know where you are. Okay, at least Trump knows where he is and he will confront people. Okay, we finally have a man in office who can stand up for himself and for the people and for our troops. Okay. Alright, let's see. The New York Times reported on Friday that a Russian military unit secretly offered to pay Taliban militants to kill American troops in Afghanistan, that Trump was briefed on the findings. Again, if this was reported and if y'all found this out in late March, why is it just not being reported? Again, I find that hard to believe. This is totally outrageous. You would think that the minute he heard of this, the president would want to know more instead of denying anything, Pelosi said. Now he says it's fake news. Why would he say that? Why wouldn't he say let's look into it? While Pelosi said two top congressional leaders had not been briefed on the matter and were not aware, she said they would be seeking answers and trying to determine if Trump was briefed. Something is very wrong here, but this must have an answer. She said military official confirmed to ABC News that a Russian intelligence officer offered to pay the militants to kill American servicemen in Afghanistan. The official didn't know if Trump was briefed, but said senior U.S. officials were aware of the Russian effort for months. Okay. Now that's two different news things. Okay. Now if the U.S. officials were warned months before, why wasn't Trump briefed? Okay. Now again, we finally have a man in office who stands up for our country and for us and for our troops and our first responders. Trump. Okay, Nancy Pelosi, you don't do any of that. Honestly, I don't know how you're in Congress. I don't know who would vote you in. All I can say is if Trump don't win, we're in serious trouble. And there's going to be more stuff like this. All we can do is hope Trump wins, because I don't think that he was briefed in late March and now it's late June and he didn't say nothing about it. No. I would, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there.